Hello everyone. Today we will present about our group project named Internet Banking. This is our group members. First is my name is Petamuk Chai Sukthaksin. My name is Pathiano Sathorkit.
And my name is Shayla Kinjan.
Chanabadi Pantawong. And this is a description of the program. So our program has an ability to access all of the financial transactions, which include deposit, withdraw, transfer, payment, and donate. And users can access securely through encryption. Additionally, this program can analyze the maximum and minimum amount of your money in each transaction you have done in the past 5 years.
As for as a main deposit, withdraw, payment, donate, transfer, maximum, minimum.
And next is flowchart.
From the flowchart of my function with the Python program, first, when it's run, it will run to the suborder to import matplotlib for plot the graph and import library data time. Then import my friend function to use in this program. Then it will run to the process create function and its end. Next. The read account data function, the system will start by calling data list sub function for Shayapat text file. Create the dictionary to store the data with the following information and run to the condition in for loop. It will check one by one until the data in list is running out, and then it will separate the data in the dict and then end. Next. The function is account info and menu. It's the function that uses the while loop to check the numeric input of the user if it matches the number in the list. So it will break the loop and call the function that relates to the number that the user input. Next. Deposit money function, it will receive the input for the user, then run into the suborder to update the current time and run into the process that add the money to user account, then update check file and display the message, then end. Next. Make deposit graph function, it will start by open check file from Shayapat and collect the data in the list. Then it will create the dictionary for collecting the balance of max deposit of 5 years. Then it will enter the decision in for loop and collect the data from the list one by one and separate the higher value, then until it's run out, then show graph. Next. Win deposit function graph is processed in the same way, but it will separate the lower value, then show graph. The first function with account data list use Shayapat. Open text file. We create dict to keep a data which in the data have empty list. We create a dict for use in the for loop. And we append the list
To in the dict for any data to update information, and we will return the dict to use the data in the next step. In the account info and menu, we retrieving user information for all data dict to bring detail of its account deposit account information with ATC index. First, data equal account number. Data 2 equal account name and tree. And data 3 equal money. Use data in use data all data dict and ATC index to key this information. And this picture show the interface of the menu. ACC menu is input the menu number by ACC menu is not in the range of number 0 to 17. The screen show the wrong number. Please try again, and you will key a number, and you will type a number again, and you will
is in 0 to 17.
while loop will break and check the condition below. If ACC menu equals 0, the function return the fault and go to the menu. If match with the number, it will run to the each condition. For example, I will try to run this code. If I type a number 0 on this system,
Money is the variable of money is the input the number of deposit the money and the current time is used party and get time now as balance money float. Its balance money is a data form or data disk of money in ACC disk. Or data disk updated ACC index is update the list of current time. Update ACC disk is the update time the transfer is made using data from current time, and all data disk money ACC index is update the money into the account by balance money plus float money. Float money is a variable of money. Transaction list. It shows the list of the time, date of the transaction, source account, type of transaction, and account with and destination account. And when you finish to deposit money, this interface show deposit money is successful.
1, enter the deposit money, and your money is at, and the interface show deposit money is successful when you finish deposit money in the system. And the max deposit graph. Data list use Jayapat open text file. Account is user data or data disk. Account number in ACC disk. We create disk to keep the we create the disk to an empty list for use in the for loop. We use data split flag to use the year. If year not in the disk tree, the information.
So this is my function, Pathian.py program. So first is start, then it's run to the suborder and import each group members function, and import matplot, subtripot, spot, import datetime, and import each group member function. then go to the process of define function, which I'll use in my function, and end. Next is greeting function. Greeting function, it will start, then it will display the message above, which are number 1 login and 0 exit program. So then it will end the greeting function. And next is transfer money function. Transfer money function will receive an input from the user and run the decision. If the destination account equal to 0, so it return false and end the loop. But if it's not, it will run through the process below to receive the input from the user, then update the time and entering the process, that remove and add the money, then go to update text file and display the message, transfer money successful, and then end. Next is transaction graph function. So this function, first we call the function an open text file from shayapat.open file to collect the data in the list. Then it will enter the decision in for loop that will collect the data in list one by one until it's run out. Then it will show graph and this function will end. Next is max transfer graph. So it will start with open text file and collect the data in list. Then it will create the dictionary for collecting the balance of max transfers of 5 years. Then it will enter the decision in for loop and collect the data from list one by one until it's end. Until it's run out of the data. Then it will separate the higher value, and then it will update into the dictionary. Then show the graph as same as min transfer graph function. So it's just different at the balance is separate lower than other years. So it will collect the data that lower than other years. This is the different part, but another part is same idea as max transfer graph function. So more detail I will explain in my coding explanation.
For my function here, this is function that I write. First is greeting function here. We define greeting function and print the message above here. And this is function get time now. So we have this function is to import the library here to make it be the current time and return as a string here. This one here. This will happen into the list, this one. So next one is transfer money function. So I define function and set the parameter here. Then it will receive an input of the destination account from the user. So it will enter the while loop here. If the destination account that we input in is not in the list of username here, and it's not equal to 0 here, it will run the loop, print this message and input to receive an input again. And if the user input again and have in the username list, or it's equal to 0 here, so it will break the loop here and check this one. So if the user input is 0, so it's return false. So it will stop this function and return to the main menu here. But if the user input the username that in the list, so it will run this condition here. So in the username list here, if the user input here like this, and it's have in the username list, so it will run this condition here. So first is to this one to receive an input of the amount of money that the user want to transfer here. This current time now is the function above to update the current time, the real time. So this is one of the crucial part of my function, and my friend function is use this principle here. So I determine the balance of money in the of money at the index that we interest. So like this one here. So the balance money is come from the originate account. So if my account that I input is this one, this is index that we interest, so it will interest in this here, like the column of money 0, 1, 2, 3, yeah, here. So the next one is to update date, the current time, so it will update the real time date. And this one is how we delete the money when you transfer from the originate account. So the balance of money is the money from the originate account in this line, in this column here. So we will minus float money. Float money is to the money that we input here. So it will delete from the originate account. So next one is balance money, but the difference is this is our destination account. So the destination account need to add the money because it's the destination that receive the money here. So it will plus the float money. Float money is to the money is we input here. So
next one is transaction list. Why we create this list? We create this list because we will get it like this one, like this list. So in the list contain of the brain type, the account number, and the transaction type, the amount of money, and the destination account. So it will happen in this text file. So this both line is to update the right text file here. This one and so it will update in this right text file here. So I will run it for you. So sorry if it's in this process here and will print out this message here. So I will run it for you to make you understand more easier. So number 3, transfer money here, this one, and the destination account, I want to transfer to this account. And so transfer money here. Yeah, this one is successful here, but the important part is in this. So we will update in transaction text here. You can see that it will happen in here in the real time, current time, and this one here, 500 that I just transfer to this destination account here. It will happen on the transaction text file. So let's move on to next function. Next function is transaction graph function. It's the function that we summarize all amounts of money in each transaction that the user have done in their account. So first is open text file from Shayapat, and this is tick. We created tick to collect the transaction type here to make it equal to 0 and using the for loop here. So it will check if list 1 equal to account, this one here, if list 1 equal to account, yes, this one is equal to account here, account number, this one, and if and list 2 is mean here, 0, 1, 2, the transaction type. So this one is deposit, so it will plus the money here. For list 3 is money, this one here, the column number 3. So it will plus because it's we want to make the graph. So it's the same principle here, the same idea, and we use the information here to create the graph here. This is how we process to create the graph here, and I will show the graph for you right now. So the graph is number 7 here. This is our transaction graph of this account. So let's move on to the max transfer graph. First we define function, set the parameter of it, and open text file from Shayapat here, and make the tick as an empty. So to use for using the for loop here. Yes, and next we will check that if list 2 here, for example, in line number 7, if list 2 here is transfer, list 2 here is 0, 1, 2 transaction type, line number 7 is equal to transfer. Okay, it's correct. So it will split dot space and split dot slash. Split dot space is mean in this one, it will split it, and split dot slash is split this one here, and it will check again that this one line number 7, 2018 here is in this tick, already in this tick. If it's not, it will add it into this tick and make the value of the year here equal to the value of the money that we determine as float of list 3 here, this one. So it will check one by one. So if it's check line number 8 is transferred here, 900, it will check again because line number 7, the transfer from last line is already in the dict, so it will not add it but check in this one. So it will check the amount of money that we determine as float of list 3 here. If it's more than the last one, it will replace it. So that's how we create a max graph. So this is how we plot graph here, this one. So I will show the graph for you here. Max transfer graph is number, sorry. This one is max transfer money here. And we move on to the min transfer graph. So it's same principle, same idea, but the different idea is in this. If the money that we determine as float of list 3 is less than the dict here, so it will replace it in the dict here, and it will check one by one until it's run out of the list in here, sorry. So okay, so I will show the graph for you here. This one is min transfer money here, graph. So it's finished my function that I write. Thank you very much.
First, start on the calling the import library. The program, the system will execute the sub command of each component. Begin by importing the necessary library, such as import Python as a prod to create graph. Then import the data time module follow by importing the Python file of each name to be used in the system to perform calculation within the function. The system will include the function open file names to handle the data file operation and store them in the data disk. The function donate represent the donation process and max admin and donate graph. Display a graph showing the maximum and minimum donations. Next, as you can see, start by the opening the open files functions, then the text. First, start on the calling the import library. The program, the system will execute the sub command of each component. Begin by importing the necessary library, such as import Python as a prod to create graph. Then import the data time module follow by importing the Python file of each name to be used in the system to perform calculation within the function. The system will include the function open file names to handle the data file operation and store them in the data disk. The function donate represent the donation process and max admin and donate graph. Display a graph showing the maximum and minimum donations. Next, as you can see, start by the opening the open files functions, then the text file function will experience after that convert the text file into the string. Spread the things in using slash and to continue using the function. Finally, the system will proceed to send import it into the function and create it. Next, the donate function to begin with donate. Begin with by prompting the user to enter the name of the organization they wish to donate to, followed by entering the desired donation amount. The system then assign the current time to variable. You see that the current time using the function party and guest time now. Subsequently, the system transferred the donation amount from the main account to the desired donation account. The function then updates the transaction and account record. Once the transaction is complete, the system displays the message donate successful. Let's start with the max donate graph function. This function is designed to create a graph displaying the maximum donation amount. Then we will call the function to display the data using the line is your data list equal the chayapat dot open file. This function will show the cumulative maximum donation amount within a span of 5 years. If the data is separate and stores specifically for each donation amount, the system will separate the maximum donation amount for each year. If the user searches just for the function will update the donation amount for the current year and display a summary graph of the current donation total. If the user search no, the function will loop back to the point where the data was read. After that, the function will display the graph. In the main flowchart, the function operates similar to the print Mac flowchart. Let's see, min donate graph function. This function designed as like the same max graph. Let's display the minimum donation amount. This then we will call the function display data using หยุดกันนะ Let's open the file. Let's like dev open file name is a content storing the wall in a string variable. Then split each line of the string to create a large list and return to the list as the output. Next, dev donate. Is a represent the donation process. We receive input the organization names and the donate amount. We use current time and what we call we use the get time now function to obtain the current time. Checking the balance money at the account index. We update the date of the respective account index to the current time that we sustain to donate among flows. It is called a gross money from the initial balance. You can see it's a balance money minus flows. Like and next transaction list remain the same as before. It consists of the time account name, donation type, amount, and organization name. We update the account file and transaction file using the write text function. Finally, we print the message donate successful. And next, there's a result of transaction risk. And next, to show the max donate graph. The max donate graph function follow the same idea as before this, which the max donate graph function follow the same idea as before, but this time we check if it is a donation. If we only consider the donation, we then check if the current year had already been included in the graph. If not, we edit the graph. Is then plotted showing the maximum donation. As you can see, it is a main donate graph. It is the same price and literally is a max donation, max donate graph. It's like the same.
For Chanabody Python program, first the program will run to the sub order, then run my function. In my function, we'll have the transaction report to check the transaction data of the single account that we choose. Next is write transaction file. Is to update the data into the transaction text file. Next, withdraw money function is to let the user withdraw the money from their account. Next is make withdraw graph function is to collect the data and plot the graph of the maximum withdrawal in each year. And the last one is minimum withdrawal graph is to collect the data and plot the graph of the minimum withdrawal in each year. For the transaction report function, first we'll open the data list from Shayapat open file, then enter the account that we interest, and after that the program will check that the account belong to the data list or not. If it's true, it will. If it belongs to the data list, program will print out the every transaction data according to the date and time. For the write text transaction function, first open text file and then create the string key list of the date and time, key list of the user account, key list of the transaction type, key list of the amount of the money, and the t-list of the destination account. Then write the string to the text file and close the text file to end the function. For the withdraw money function, first the program will let you enter the amount of the money you want to withdraw. Then it's going to call a current time function from Boolean get time function. And then after that, the program will delete the amount of the money from the originating account according to the withdrawal balance. Then it will update the text file to take account file function and take transaction file function. Lastly, the system will display withdraw money successful. For the max withdrawal graph, first the program will call data list function from Shayapat open file. Then build the dictionary to collect the balance of maximum withdrawal of last 5 years. Then the program will enter the for loop and pull the data from the readable list and split the balance and keep the only withdrawal. Then the program will choose the balance that separates the highest than the other year. After that, it will update the maximum withdrawal data in the dictionary of each year. For the minimum withdrawal graph function, it's the same idea as maximum withdrawal graph function, but change that to separate the. And here is my code. First, for the transaction report code, we will open the data list from transaction text files and account from account index. And for the transaction report, we're gonna check the list. We're gonna use for loop to check the list one to get the information of the transaction data. Like if we check from the list one, the transaction detail will print out every transaction data of the list one information, like date and time, transaction type, and amount of the money and the destination account. And next is for the write track transaction file, is to update the data from the transaction to the transaction text file by using the string key list and use comma to separate the list. Next is a withdraw money function. First, we input the float money that we want, the amount of the money that we want to withdraw, and call the function current time function. And after that, we write the balance money minus to the float money that we want to withdraw, and the system will delete the money from the account list, from the balance money, sorry. Then the transaction list will run out like this. After that, the transaction will update into the write text account file and write text transaction file. And here is how the code run out. When we finish the run out, the system will come out like this with withdraw money successful. And here the data is updated into the transaction text file. ขอคัดก่อนแป๊บนึงนะกราฟก่อนเดี๋ยวก่อนกราฟfor the maximum withdrawal graph function, first we will import the data list from Shayapat open file transaction text and the account index, and we're gonna create the empty dictionary first and then check the list in list 2 that is a withdrawal. If it's a withdrawal, it's gonna determine the data of the year, and then check if data of the year equal to float, that is amount of the money. If the amount of the money in the same year are greater than the last one, it will replace the amount of money into the new one. And here is how we to the plot graph function. And here you will see in 2023 is the highest, it's the maximum withdraw money. And for the minimum withdrawal graph function is the same idea as the maximum withdrawal graph function, but just change that if the latest transaction withdrawal is lower than the last one, it's fully placed. And here you will see in 2022 is the minimum withdraw money.
Start the program by importing data. Import microchip, priplot.create, import data type, import partition, import kitamuk, import chayapat, import shinabadi. Need to create the following functions: shake username, password, all DATA lead transaction data data write dat.account file or data dig payment or data dig and index make payment grab or data dig min payment grab XCC and terminate this function. In the program, create the read transaction called the open file function to store value in the variable the store value after the dictionary.loop and enter all data after loop in the complete in the restore in the dictionary complete to program JavaScript here. The flowchart, the first two pixel mean manual input that either let user enter in the data as a word box tree. Call the function get harm. Now from the function in the person name and the partition right and store the current harm variable box forward and carry flip one into use function that both of them would update the data file and the last box show the result on the screen so increment and function proof. The flowchart function mean payment started create in the function, then the call build function, then store the value of the opening the file after that create a dictionary to fill the amount make payment file via loop. Retrieve in the value of the relate on the file in case data either equal to will create the amount of payment, due of payment and then change in the update to mean payment value of then here in the recap looping until there are no information available to read the graph in the display. It mean payment function. Flowchart, shake username. When a start program receive username, if information cannot be found, create enter. If enter 0 to program will immediate. And find the index of username when you find the username, create enter in the file in the password. If the input incorrect, create enter or enter 0 to complete the program. Even the code correct in the account index will be restored for future use. Flowchart, shake username, start program, receive username. If information cannot be found, create in enter, even a 0 in the program will immediately. And find index of username, when you find the username, create enter in the password. If the input incorrect in the create, enter in a 0 to complete the program. If the code correct in the account index will be later on for future use. Flowchart write TXT function. Step 1 start function, open text file, create string, write string to the text file, create text file and the if function. 16 write 16, get username. 17 check if user edit database account. File second line and the error not exist in the database. Fill out 18 per 23. If while and along add condition not passed in will the replay continue printing line 24. to get a new username until the exit import matlib pariton.py check payment line 16 get the username 17 check if your user exit in database account file the second if your every not exit to the database below 18 per 23 if y add along as a condition in the past tense it will repeat continue printing line 24 to get a new user until the nx database if not 0 continue to line 30 after check in the user check in the password continue at line 32 line 30 is the file in the index digit username index the pointer of the sequence in the list such as box A B C index of one it was line 30 per 55 when checking username but changing from the checking username to password account statement from CSV file name transaction.txt store and the dig that will list CSV file with did contained account no transaction type money like 71 per 87 write data function update deploy of data to CSV file name account list file open file line update account username password update string path all data and all data account name money username password and file close file line 75 per 85 and update the new data in the file line 105 per 150 create in a transition list of line to the file transaction.txt 116 per 122 show that payment and complete line 131 hold the account number line 133 133 per 155 line and if your type payment and payment line 151 and the year had in not a had print out and the date keep the amount date 153 per 155 if they are then compared with about more to collect in the period amount and 198 and 99 same in the max payment class but change from max to min collect in the late period to run password import account list example 1 and the copy to place and password page grab to show your 5-year net payment money and 5-year mid payment money of payment and 232 call it account data function to read account list file 233 one function in the check username password and 234 plot min payment graph of the user we need 235 same as 234 but max